What up, YouTube? It's Dragon, and today we're going to be helping a member of my Chofly family, LordSnow, with an account tune-up. Using his account, I'm going to drop a little bit of knowledge on you about how to build and run a counterattack team, particularly against the Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss. I'm going to go into the requirements it takes to 4-key Ultra Nightmare, as well as how to develop the team, build the heroes, gear, settle on their masteries, and even some little tidbits of knowledge about running a counterattack team at the end game. Now, the video is a little long. I did edit it down as much as I could, so I hope you enjoy it. And if you do, make sure you hit that like and subscribe. It definitely helps the channel. But here, check this out.
It's that Super Bowl, no, Shima flow. It's that
So what's up with you, Snow?
Yeah. How's it going? Let's get into it. Let's get this 3-key in.
Yeah. Me and Lich have been talking before, and like where we was pondering, it's like, man, he's got a sick roster. He's got a sick team. We're not sure what's going on. It must be builds. So let's go ahead and get in and looking at your builds. As far as your team, who's your team right now?
So I got Alton lead.
Okay.
With Bad L, Warlord.
Bad L, Warlord. Okay.
And
Skull
Crusher.
All right.
Yep.
So looking at your people here, I can point out one big thing. We got Altan, Bad L, Warlord, and OB that are not in Lifesteal. Now that is a very unique thing to say the least when it comes to Ultra Nightmare endgame. You go look and 95% plus of most Ultra Nightmare teams are all in Lifesteal gear. There's very few people who don't support that. So was that something that you found intentional? Something you was just banking off of stats or?
Yeah, so my initial thoughts were between Warlord, Bad L, and Altan with the defense up, that I was going to have enough heals and sustain to keep it going.
So here's my question for you, my man. Now we only have about approximately 6 million silver. Do you want to try and go Lifesteal, or do you want to try and build these stat heavy builds like this?
Well, based on what I've tried so far, it doesn't seem to be able to get to the level without the Lifesteal. I mean, I've been able to get probably 17, 18 mil on the best runs.
With Lifesteal?
No, without Lifesteal.
Without Lifesteal. When we was talking in Discord, there's one thing that I could definitely point out, and it's really like the biggest issue. It's crazy that you're not running Lifesteal, but it is absolutely bonkers insane that none of these heroes are counterattack speed tuned. It doesn't matter if we throw them in Lifesteal. It doesn't matter if we give them 4,000 defense and 50,000 HP and 300 accuracy on everybody. With them losing counterattack consistently like that, they're going to really, and they're so speed tuned, they're going to really fall through on their counterattacks. They'll get one counterattack in for every time Skull Crusher casts it. And that
is true.
That's a bad thing. So we need a speed tune, which means that technically, if you hit the proper defense, HP, speed, and accuracy, speed tuned speed and accuracy, you might be able to go without Lifesteal. You've got Warlord, Bad L for heals. You've got Altan and Warlord for defense up and shields. And then Skull Crusher for ally protection. If you find a proper rotation, you might still be able to pull out the 3-key. Definitely, we'll definitely get you 4-key in.
Sure.
Now, there's one other thing that I've noticed in your comp, and to be honest, I don't know how to handle it. You don't have defense down or weaken. And that's a big chunk of damage right there. To deal with our defense down and weaken thing, we've already decided for now we're going to go no Lifesteal. I'm sure we can still honestly get you some damage increase out of that. Going that route regardless. But let's see exactly how much. So our next issue is your defense down and weaken. To be honest, the only thing that I am really seeing as an option, like your best option.
I do have Rosin.
Yeah, we could throw Rosin in, but like, who do you take out?
That's been my issue the whole time is every time I've tried to take out someone, the damage goes way down.
Right. So have you tried to take
That
out
wasn't
2 people though?
no.
Because
Um,
I've got an idea. Replace
Okay.
Altan with Tyrell.
Okay.
That gives your defense down.
I used to use Tyrell. all the
But
time.
then you
Like,
lose your defense up. So
Yes.
then we take OB and sub for Steel Skull. Actually add some more heals, which kind of goes along with your no lifesteal thing. And defense up.
My main concern is I want it to be a little more consistent. So I think the Battle Warlord reliance on the extensions is going to be a little too inconsistent. So I think the Tyrell Steel Skull is going to be.
Yeah, I would
Little
say
more.
that you will definitely have a more consistent damage. Now, the Warlord Battle, if it works, you might get a little bit more damage out of that, but I don't think it's going to be too auto-friendly neither. So the Tyrell
Yeah.
and Steel Skull is definitely going to be more auto-friendly for you.
That's a big deal too.
All right, so we're going to go with that, and we're going to go no lifesteal. So about to get interesting. So we're going to start with Warlord. You know what? Never mind. I take that back. We're going to start with Skull Crusher. And we're gonna get him set all the way right now. I feel like that is probably one of the better options. Let's look at his total stats: 43,000 HP, 4,300 defense, 196 speed, and 111 accuracy. So we need to see if we can't bring that speed down a tad bit, the accuracy down as much as possible, and maybe pump a little bit more into the defense. So let's see what gear he's got on. 6-star speed boots, nice. With no accuracy, nice. That's a keeper piece. His other lifesteal, speed, defense, 12 speed. We only have to lose, 3 to 5. Next lowest in a comp like this with poisoners, defense down, all the attack down, all of that. With an extender, your extender should be your second slowest. So that way, the rest of your team can apply all of their debuffs. Then Warlord goes for his attack, and he has a better chance of extending everything that was just placed up there. So we're going to go to Warlord next. Let's go ahead and take a look at him. And his stats look amazing. If it wasn't supposed to be in a speed-tuned counterattack team.
Yep.
And the defense. The defense is quite low. So what we got here is 76,000 HP, and we need that to be high because his shield is based off HP. Around 2,200 defense, 243 speed. That's like 50 more speed than you actually need. Actually, it's exactly 50 more speed. So we're gonna be dropping some speed. Crit rate isn't that big of a deal. Crit damage ain't that big of a deal. And then his accuracy is nice and solid with a little bit of cushion even. So let's go ahead and take a look at the man's stats. We've got speed set, little broken set here. Plenty of levels and enhancements. Looks like you've definitely well invested into this. Might be actually hard to match it. We do have an accuracy banner, very nice. HP neck, HP chest. All right, so everything's looking pretty solid. Luckily, this is 5-star, not 6-star. It's got 22 speed. 5-star HP chest with 15 accuracy. That's going to be a tough one to match, but I think we might have a chance. And then this one's going to be rough. 6-star speed boots with 21% HP. I don't even drop that.
You know what might be an option is putting on defense boots, pulling off the speed boots, and that'll drop our speed 45.
Wow, that'll drop it almost exactly there. Yeah. All right, so it looks like we have a direction to go with here. Essentially what we need to do here is, let's go back to the stats. I'd be willing to drop probably 15, 16k HP if we can get the defense to like 3,000, 3,500. But at the same time, we're going to be mainly focusing on dropping this speed to, kind of convert into defense and leaving the accuracy alone as much as we can. Now to move on, like I said, I'm doing this in reverse order. Skull Crusher will be the slowest. Bad L will be the fastest. We've already done Warlord, who will be the second slowest. Now let's go to, we'll go to Steel Skull, because he's going to be your poisoner. We want your attack down. I'm going to try and get your attack down to be slightly faster than your poisoner. So that way, whenever they're going, Hayrail will have the better odds of placing his attack down. And that's kind of where that goes. Like when you're setting up your speed tune, you want your cleanser to go first if you have one. If you don't, then you want your defense down and attack down, defense down weaken and attack down heroes to go first. You know, take your pick on those two. And then your poisoners, extenders, counter attack hero. And then if you are running someone like Grizzled Jarl, or someone who has block debuffs, then a lot of people will put them after the counter attack hero. Becomes a little complicated. We're not running that team, so we're not going to get into it. But so we got Steel Skull here. Just to kind of speak about the levels we want to get. Of course, we want to try and get that defense up to 3,000 plus. Definitely would like to get a little more HP on him. We're going to drop this. You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, because he is a cleanser. I think that I am going to try and set him up where we can swap a piece of gear to make him faster than Bad L or not.
Okay.
So that way, when you're going up against Spirit Affinity and Bad L or Skull Crusher is going to be catching your stuns, you can flip his speed switch, and he'll be your new cleanser.
Either one of them could, cleanse the other.
Definitely interesting. Definitely something, a nice little thing to have in your arsenal. So we're going to try and figure that out. A lot of times I like to use an accuracy banner, one with and one without speed. Make that difference. Which means when we go to do Bad L, we're going to have to really, level out his speed where we want it. So we're going to try and put him at like 195 speed. If we have an accuracy banner that we can put 10 on. Other than that, accuracy we're going to try and leave alone. And, that's about the goal for that. Our last bit is the Bad L. And looking at Bad L just preemptively here without going too deep into him, 42,000 HP, almost 4,000 defense, 209 speed, 247 accuracy, and 39% crit rate, which actually kind of somewhat a little bit matters to him. And we're still missing an accuracy set shield. So he is all but fine. If anything, kind of need to lose a couple points of speed. I'd like to maybe lose 4 points if it's possible. Looks like maybe we can swap that glove doubtfully. That's just, he just got some crazy stats. Okay, let's see if we can see if we have different accuracy banner. But before we get into that, I'm going to take care of all the swapping around off camera. Now, we had to struggle up and scrounge up some silver. We started running out of silver to get everyone's gear to at least a good plus 12, and even then we didn't get some people's, but they're solid enough for a good trial run. We're going to start with Skull Crusher, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to set their before and after stats next to each other, or some way, top of each other, some way like that. So this is what we got for Skull Crusher. Solid HP, great defense, exact speed tune, and as low accuracy as we could get him. That's about the best we could do. Next, we'll move up to Warlord. Again, he's got, quite a few pieces of gear that need maxed, which just goes to show, his HP is at 60,000, 3,000 defense, which is pretty solid. Perfectly speed tune, and right on the dot for the accuracy. Hopefully we can get some glyphing and some accuracy procs up in here, and that will definitely set him up to even be better. After that, we are going to show Steel Skull, and for him we've got him right at the 3,500 and a little under 3,000. He is honestly one of the weaker ones. He does have a defense chest, I believe, if it pulls up, defense chest, and HP and defense jewelry to get up. So he'll be like just around 3,000, maybe a little over 3,000 defense, and just under 40,000 HP with a solid speed tuning and an omega amount of accuracy. To be honest, I was hoping to keep everyone like under 280, 270. for this so that way I could spread the stats around, but just could not help but to stack it up with him. And he actually might, if this procs accuracy and after some glyphing, he might actually swap out this accuracy banner for a defense banner as well, much like he did with Bad L. So now that we've got him out the way, let's show Tayrell. Tayrell also needs his necklace up to 12, and then, you know, again, we've got the whole weapon roll if it rolls speed and all this stuff. But he's 33,000 HP, 3,500 defense, right under Steel Skull for now. But once he rolls that weapon, then we'll glyph him, and he'll be right over Steel Skull, probably, maybe. And then 251 on the accuracy. Again, that is kind of determined by, you know, the glyphs and what rolls as we're finishing up gear. And the last the last one is Bad L, and Bad L is just stacked to the max, 43,000 HP, 45, almost 4,600 defense, 205 speed as our fastest person. He's going to be the cleanser. And the 243 accuracy, we brought that a little low due to the fact that he actually has a pretty easy poison, and he only does it once per rotation. So, you know, sustain on him instead of the accuracy. Maybe that might not work out. We have to swap it up. He does have a defense banner here, so it would be an easy swap to an accuracy banner. So that's what we got right here. Now, we're going to work on these masteries. This is what we already started working on. And so I'm going to go back over what we did and explain a little bit about it. Tayrell is going to be the lead. He's going to be the stun bait. Defense scaled with lifesteal, and even though he has counterattack, you know, this is Ultra Nightmare, and an Ultra Nightmare damage reduction is going to be important. So we went down the regular offense tree to get to War Master per usual. Then we went down the defense tree. He's not going to use them in Spider. He's going to use them in a few dungeons, stuff like that. So we went with the defense on the tier 1. The next few are very important. The decreased damage received by AoEs. Increase healing and shields, which is going to help with the lifesteal, Steel Skull's heals, Bad L's heals. I think this affects Bad L's continuous heal. It might not, but I believe it should. It also increases the value. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't think it does, but it does affect Warlord's shield. So.
Well, actually, these ones I know in the support tree, I know they're not affected by continuous heal buffs because this is cast. These are the heals received. So I believe that this will, there's a possibility this also increases those heals, but it also increases Warlord's shield by 5%. So very solid. This one is an important one. Tayrell is going to be the stun bait. So we picked Resurgent because it has a 50% chance of cleansing himself whenever this champion loses 25% of their max HP or more. It won't really come into effect till, you know, well over halfway through the clan boss run, but eventually he'll start cleansing himself on the stun attacks, which we're going to skip these two and come back to him, is important because not only does he have a chance to cleanse himself, and this actually does proc on my Vizier. I've got it in my Vizier set up like this, but he'll cleanse himself and he'll counterattack on occasion. So he'll cleanse himself by Resurgent, and then Retribution, he'll counterattack himself, or counterattack the clan boss when he loses the 25% of his max HP. Comes in real handy, great for dungeons, great for stun cleanse, great for you know, damage and lifesteal heals and all of that jazz. Really solid.
Tack down, yeah.
It's pretty amazing. And then so now we've got one more mastery to pick, and we're gonna let LordSnow kind of decide on this a little bit. Oh, quick note, just like rapid response and arcane celerity are turn meter boosting masteries over in the support tree that you do not want for counterattack, you do not want cycle of revenge counterattack teams in the defense tree either. It's a turn meter increasing mastery as well. So
I think based on just having a clan bus focus, we should go to Terrence on that. He's not going to be killing too many people in waves, and I don't want him taking too much damage. Usually, I'm trying to go for speed runs on dungeons more often than not. So
right, so you're not looking for too much sustain.
Terrence is the best.
Okay, yeah, definitely. You know, even if you know that procs so many times, you know, 5 times throughout, that's on a defense down weak, and that's close to 500,000 damage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
pretty
So,
good.
all right, so we got that, and there's Tyrell's. The next one we are going to do is going to be Skull Crushers because he also needs put into the defense tree, and he's not complete on his scrolls, so we're going to leave him a little task at the end of this. He also needs gems to reset. Got clearance?
Yeah, it's fine.
All right, here we go. We'll unlock that. We'll take our basic. I always take the same route. I don't fill up every spot. I just take the same route to War Master. That's the one I want, so let's do that. And then on this one,
Yep.
Skull Crusher, you probably do use a lot of different places, correct?
Not necessarily. Maybe no, not really. Clan Boss focus for sure.
I would highly suggest Fire Knight as well. But we're going to go ahead and go with that defense. And we're going to kind of build this very similar to what we just did on Payrel. Pick the self-cleanse. We're going to pick the reduced damage up to 6%. And that one's very important. Between that one and the reduced AoE, it's very important for Skull Crusher because he has ally protection. So reducing that incoming damage is going to be really big for him. And then here's the big thing with Skull Crusher. He does not apply counterattack to himself. So you go down defense tree to give him counterattack possibilities. There you go. And then you finish off his scrolls and you'll have these two down here.
Grab those last two.
And he'll be done. All right.
All right.
So now everyone else, we've done Tyrell, we've done Skull Crusher. Let's go ahead and hit Steel Skull. Everyone else, we're going to keep in the support tree. There's a possibility that we could have put Bad L in the defense tree as well to kind of give him more sustain, especially with that 4,500 defense and 40,000 HP. He would just be a complete monster. And healing himself, there's a possibility that could add hella sustain. But we messed up, and this might be something that, the viewers out there might want to keep in mind. If you're going to redo your Clan Boss team like this, and you need to redo your masteries, and I'll tell you why here I'll remind you why here in a minute, why we're redoing his. Redo your masteries, especially if you're going to change from support tree to defense tree, before you gear, build, and tune, because now we have to pick the support tree because of Lore of Steel. Moving back down to Steel Skull. He needs reset, and the reason why is when you're running counterattack teams, you do not want rapid response, arcane celerity, or cycle of revenge. They're all turn meter boosting masteries, and if you boost your turn meter, it'll end up getting your turn order out of place and possibly end up lapping the clan boss, where you end up losing counterattack. Now we have to jump down here because we can't take this one, but we need cycle of violence. So we're going to take, target has stun. I mean, that does matter a little bit, but we have to take this so we can get the
we have to get down a sniper.
Lore of Steel, and then sniper. That's the must-haves on that. Steel Skull's defense up is on a 4-turn cooldown, so it won't have a perfect rotation.
Yeah, we're down a little bit, so
yep.
Might as well try to get those up.
Keep them up as long as possible.
A bit more often. Yeah.
All right, so there's Steel Skulls, and then coming back up for Bad Elves, we have to redo him for the same reason. He has arcane celerity.
I think we should go with the AC route on this one.
Accuracy, that's really going to be a big bonus with him always having charge focused. That sounds smart.
Yeah.
I like that. All right, we'll do that.
His continuous heals aren't going to get any benefit, so.
And then look, for your poisoners, for your people who need accuracy on a counterattack team, it's always this one. If you're not getting the heals like a Bad L or Steel Skull, you're always getting Swarm Smiter. That's it.
Yes.
And so honestly, that's 34 accuracy right there. And then we'll get the Lore of Steel, and then we'll get Master Hexer.
I think we should go lasting gifts.
All
I
right.
use him in many places. So
And
I
that
think
gives
that
him
could
the
be the
chance
best
of a
way.
cycle of magic as well.
Yeah,
Me
little bit
personally,
bonus, right?
me personally, that kind of will actually throw him off for auto, because you're gonna really want it, because he's your lead cleanser. You're gonna want to save it for to cleanse.
For the debuff, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
But Bad L is done. No turn meter increase. The lasting gifts. Master Hexer. His A2 is popping right now. An additional 34 accuracy on the Clan Boss. A little bit of an additional heal. Plenty of extra damage, and War Master. Bad L's looking solid. So we've got Skull Crusher, Tyrell, Steel Skull, Bad L. Now it's time to go look at Warlord, and he needs it for the same reason. He has the Arcane Celerity, or Rapid Response, I'm sorry, so he needs to have his reset as well. Here's the viewers. Due to the fact that we did not redo his masteries and fix him for counterattack, we had to do that. Before we speed tune him, our options now are to either go down this route, add a tiny bit more accuracy, 4 accuracy for the Clan Boss, and up to 20 accuracy for everywhere else, to get Lore of Steel, or we have to go back and retune him. We don't have the silver for that, but we have to take this route. And there's Warlord's Masteries. Now that was a little long, but I felt like it would be pretty good, especially for like Skull Crusher and Tyrell with their defense tree. Skull Crusher is a must, and then also kind of breaking down these healers, because you kind of really want to balance those out. That was a good mastery grind right there, showing everybody how to get those done.
Yeah.
All right, so we're about to run this key.
Yeah, make sure you swap out.
It's actually more than swapping. It's actually just as much about turn order. This is very important for counterattack teams. The order that you put these guys in here is the order that they counterattack in. So we're going to be using Tyrell lead, which is super solid. Not only does he have a solid aura, but also you usually want your counterattack hero to go first or second in the turn order. So we want them. Other than that, your next ones are going to be your defense down, weaken, and poisoners. Since we don't have weaken and we're getting defense down from Tyrell, we're going to go with our actual poisoners, which will be Steel Skull right here. And then we can go Bad L. Let me check to see which Bad L it is. We want to make sure we get the right one here. 195. That is not the right Bad L. This should be the right Bad L. What the hell? That's 195. Did I hit the same one twice?
Same one. Yeah.
All right. Excuse me. It is like 5:30 in the morning. All right, so it's the top one. There we go. And then we want Warlord, our extender, to go really last, but we're gonna make Skull Crusher last because he does have that trifling reduction that we don't want to hit, let alone extend. So, bam, there we go. That's our turn order, and it is important for counterattack teams. Everybody remember that. Now we're going to go ahead and jump into battle here. My man, LordSnow, what'd you say you was averaging on Void?
I was averaging on Void 14 to 17 mil.
All right, even though he's under 250, Bad L did land his poisons. Steel Skull got one off. We're actually going to prioritize the decreased defense on the first turn, so we can get that thing moving up, because the counterattack coming up will put the attack down, and, oh, nice, we got the increased buff. And we want, any little chance at an extra damage as possible. Ooh, he resisted Tyrell's attack down. That don't happen too often. All right, so... we're not going to show you necessarily how to run this comp or nothing like that. There's our attack done. All right, we have our debuffs up. We're going to run this shiz. I probably should have used the shield by now, but it's no big deal. He's not doing much damage. We're solid. But I am actually just going to skip to the end. I'm a bit of an amateur with this comp, but we are going to do it anyways, and just see what the damage increase is. All right. So look. Got a little hype. LordSnow got 19.8. That's his personal best for Ultra Nightmare. Hands down, he said.
Oh yeah.
We got a little hype and we exited out. Wanted to go point out, you know, the heroes that still needed beefed up and stuff like that. Ball Crusher didn't get in as many counterattacks as I thought he was going to. But at the same time, he had unkillable and shields and continuous heals and, you know, a bunch of different things that kind of kept him from activating his counterattack. So I'm sure it'll come in clutch so, you know, towards the end of runs as time goes on. Didn't get to see a whole lot of it now. But I did want to let you guys know, 19.8, the man can now 4-key Ultra Nightmare. He was running, I don't remember what you had last night, but like 4-key for 55 mil or something.
Yeah.
60
Yeah,
maybe.
under 60 for sure.
Under 60.
Yep.
So, you know, he's got 3 minutes. I'm about to give him his account back. He's going to go run his own. I'm going to be keeping an eye out for his damage, but I'm expecting to see him around 40. I mean, as long as he can pull that close to 40 every morning and getting 30 out of the last 2 keys, the man's 4-key and Ultra Nightmare. So, good job. Thank you for letting me play around on the account. It was the bomb-ass team, bro. I love it.
Dude, thank you. That was a heck of a retune right there. So
Yep. I put my all into him.
we'll do it, man. I'll finish gearing up and glyphing them up and get some extra damage out of that too.
Oh yeah, for sure. You're gonna be.
Yeah.
I feel like once you get, you know, Warlord's HP will be going up a little more. His shield will be going up a little more. You know, people's defense will be going up. I'm hoping to see you cracking close to that 22, 23, maybe even touching that 25 on some good RNG runs. And that shit will
That's the
be just
plan.
great. Yeah, 23.4 is 3-keying all day. So yeah.
All right.
Yeah. GG, bro. I'll see you. I'll see you in Discord. I'll see you in Clan, and you know, see you in the stream this weekend. By the way, I'm about to do put a little snippet in here for some shameless plugging. So you know, stay tuned for that.
Well, if you're still here, I hope you found that the knowledge that I shared was helpful. I know LordSnow was very pleased with his team and the progress that was made. I usually do these account tune-ups on stream, live on Twitch. I will leave a link in the description. You guys feel free to come over and join me there Friday, Saturday, Sundays. At the current moment, I'm only streaming on the weekends to kind of help build up the YouTube channel a bit and take care of some real life things. But again, if you found this helpful, if you found it knowledgeable, please hit that like and subscribe. I'm trying to focus more on YouTube, going to build up the channel quite a bit more. And also, if you need any help or you would like a hero covered, builds, masteries, parts of the game, anything, any kind of information like that discussed, please make sure to leave it down in the comments. I'm going to be, you know, going over the comments and looking for ideas for new content. But until next time, happy grinding, and may the shards break in your favor.